In this video, I'm going to teach you 4 tips as you start socializing your aggressive dog with other dogs. I'm Will, your trainer here at Kindly Canine Training, and we're getting into it right now. Tip number 1, a tired dog is a good dog. So make sure you walk your dog for 45 minutes to an hour before meeting the new dog. The only way to really drain your dog's energy is to engage their mind as well as their body when you're out on the walks with them. So make sure to give lots of correction. Make sure the whole walk is very structured, very meaningful, and very deliberate. Lots of leash communications with your dog, and make sure you're in the lead the entire time. You need to set up the situation with a dog that you already know is pretty well behaved, so you have less chance of there being any kind of physical confrontation between the two dogs. So find a friend or family member who has a dog that is pretty calm and relaxed and has never shown any signs of aggression. If you want to learn how to get rid of unwanted behaviors and bring balance back to your pack, start right now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Tip number 2, timing will tame. A leash reactive or aggressive dog can live with another dog and get along just fine, but when they see another dog when they're on the leash, or even when they're off leash at a dog park, that's often when the fight starts to happen, when they can go right up to a dog and immediately meet them without any kind of structure or waiting period. So we must make them wait and work hard for each new meeting. If you work hard for something, you appreciate it. So we need to make sure our dogs work for it, as well as everything else that they receive. Make them work for it, and they'll appreciate it, they'll appreciate you, and most importantly, they'll respect you and they'll want to listen to you. Keep the new dog at least 20 to 30 feet away for the first part of this. Then we can slowly close the gap over time. As long as the aggressive dog is behaving, waiting patiently, and not lunging or barking or fixating on the new dog. If you see those signs, make sure you give a good leash correction and then move the new dog away a little bit further and then try it again. Have the owner of the new dog play fetch or do some basic obedience with the dog at that 20 to 30 foot distance to start, and then continue that over several minutes. If your dog is doing fine with it, then we can move 3 feet closer. Give it another minute or 2 or 3. Your dog is still doing fine, then we can move a little bit closer. If they start to fixate, lean forward and get that aggressive body thing with the ears up and the tail is up but not wagging, then you need to move further away, and by all means give a leash correction whenever you start seeing those signs, especially if they start lunging at the new dog. Once the aggressive dog is doing very well at about 10 feet, then we're almost ready for that face-to-face meeting. Which brings us to tip number 3, stop and wait procedures. If the new dog wasn't wearing a leash for the first part of this, make sure you put one on for this step of the process, as well as a muzzle on the aggressive dog. So we have both dogs on leash about 10 feet apart, and we wait till both dogs are nice and relaxed and calm and respectful of each other's space. Fixating we don't want, but curiosity is just fine. And just like the step before, once both dogs are doing very well, then we can move the aggressive dog just 3 feet closer at a time, and then wait again for 30 seconds to a minute. Then we can move another 3 feet closer. At this point, we should be about 6 feet away. And then again, wait 30 seconds to a minute, see how they're reacting. If they're reacting well, we can move that final 3 feet. And if they're not reacting well, then we need to move further apart and we need to start over. Once we get to that 3 feet apart and they've been doing well the whole time, then we can give them that release word, okay, or whatever you use, and let them go ahead and meeting. Just make sure you have that leash at the ready to make any necessary corrections for any unwanted behaviors or lunging or fixating at that point. Tip number 4, keep it short. 3 to 4 seconds for the first 2 or 3 meetings, and then leave it and move away. Wait another 30 seconds, and then we can try it again. When an aggressive dog meets another dog, a fight is usually going to happen within that 5 seconds. So that's why we want to keep it short. 3 seconds is close enough. Walk away, because you want to make sure that you end it positively. If a fight happens the first time, and every time a fight does happen, you're just teaching the dog further that they should fight. So once we've repeated this process 2 or 3 times, we brought the aggressive dog in for 3 or 4 seconds, leave it, we move out, wait 30 seconds, go back in, try it again, leave it, and then move out. Then we can try for a longer meeting. Now that we're ready for the longer meeting, just let them keep going at it, maybe 30 seconds to a minute or several minutes. Just make sure that you have that leash ready. And as long as they're doing well, after 3 to 5 minutes, then we can take the leash off both dogs, let them run and chase and play and make sure everything's going well. If that goes well for a few minutes, we can take the muzzle off and do it again. That's about it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'm your trainer here at Kindly Canine Training. Have a good one, and later on.